Hey there, friendlies, how's up? Welcome to the 25th of February edition, episode, if you will, of the Bevies, Blades, and Bushcraft live stream. We got Bevies, we got us some blades, and we will, in fact, discuss something actually bushcraft and or bushcraft adjacent on this night of nights. Before we get started, I would just like to do the usual housekeeping. That's the part where, say it with me, I say, if you are watching us, time shifted to tomorrow or next week or next month or next year or next lifetime. Thank you for watching. Thank you for leaving comments in the doobly-doo below the screen. Even though you cannot partake in this chat, make chat right here or the side chat over here. Warms the cockles of my heart to know that you're there. If at any point tonight you know what, you really love what's happening, what you're hearing, what you're seeing, I invite you to toss me a smiley thumb. If at any point tonight you really freaking hate what's going on, that's okay. That's okay. You can leave me a frowny thumb. That works just as well. And if you would like to take a more active role in keeping the light on around here, or maybe keep me in camera batteries, I invite you to investigate the join button right there. Right click on it, open it in another tab. There you will see the two tiers of membership that are available to you for your hard-earned cash, as well as what each tier gets you. Okay. So tonight we're going to do two things. From 9 until 10, we're going to talk about food. Food when you're camping, food if you're putting like a survival stash together, food if you live off grid. You know how food philosophy can change across these things. Or if you're car camping, right? If you're car camping, you can pretty much just bring a big honking cooler, and a bunch of steaks, you know, and some ice packs. If you're, hiking into the bush all by your lonesome on a bushcraft weekend, that's going to change what you can bring. I also think of like real serious backpackers, like through hikers and stuff like that. The guys who in the mountain biking world we call weight weenies, like they need everything to be as light as possible, carrying around these tiny little canister stoves. Everything's freeze dried. And I think a little bit about how in the postmodern times we have so many more options. Which is why the reading for tonight is from the Camp Cookery section of this classic, seminal, as Russell hates hearing me say, book on woodcraft. This is by Horace, our buddy HOrace Kephart. This is the book. This is Camping and Woodcraft. This is the book that much of the bushcraft community, I don't want to say bases their practices on, but in a way, that's kind of exactly what it is. So that's that. I'm just going to say hi to everyone, and then we're going to do the reading. There's no news. I told you I'm not doing the news anymore, and I have no regrets. I do have regrets sometimes. I'm like, oh my God, I got to tell the guys and gals about this, but I do not do the news. I'm just plugging in all my tech because I noticed right before running down here that everything is on its way to Deadsville. So, phone plugged in, watch plugged in, bushcraft knife in the way, tabernacle. Okay, there we go. Shivel. I was about to say something else, but I just threw a nonsense syllable in there right at the end. So, who's kicking back with us? Who we got? I'm going to scroll up to the stay. Stupid watch. Of course, as usual, the sinuses are bugging me. So we had popping in like right at 8:09. Country boy is like waiting patiently. I mean, that's a little early, buddy. And then, of course, immediately at 8:22, Serge pops in with and patiently waiting. Oh, you guys are popping in early, man. You had Destiny saying hi. And then asking silly questions. And Crocs for wilderness survival. The Crocs have to be the second worst footwear I can think of for wilderness survival. The worst being like flip-flops. Oh, or like slides, right? Right? I do want to point out that of those first peeps, drop in the comments. Country Boy is a channel mod and a channel hero. Serge is a channel mod. So both of them are near and dear to my heart. Destiny is also near and dear to my heart because she keeps this place interesting. The conversation is never dull with Destiny in the house. Yeah, no, it's not going to happen. We're not doing bushcraft Crocs. First of all, could you imagine missing a log with an axe while wearing Crocs? You may as well be kicking back with bare feet, for land's sakes. Mark Davidson popping in at what time? 8:45, so still early, but nice to see you, Mark. I'm about to sneeze. I was fast enough to hit the mute button this time. I call that a win. Hold on, just let me check a little thing. Mark Davidson is a channel hero, as you can tell by the little icon next to his name. Excuse me while I do this. I just totally goosed water over. Say it with me, people. Tea is a good drink. Yes, Mark is a channel hero. Look who else is popping in. Whoops. At like 9:01, Marcus, EDMA. Marcus and I are going to do a little test, private, like 5-minute stream together tomorrow evening, just to work out the tech kinks, and then we will be ready to do an episode someday soon. I don't want to say we're going to do it next week. I mean, someday soon. I'll discuss with Mark, and we'll see what as Marcus, and we'll see what's good. What's good? You know, what's good? Everyone's saying hi. Destiny's asking the important questions. Where is Peanut Trucker tonight? We need the hammer. The wood hammer. I do not know where he is. We got Grace in the house. Nice to see you, Grace. How are things where you are? Hey, I will tell you something. Do I share pictures? I'm going to share pictures. So, hold on. Let me drop the brightness down. So this is what like the snow looks like in our neighborhood yesterday. Okay. Like still like really honking high snow berms. And just a day of raining, because it's been raining today. And it's like, it's almost all, I'm not going to go as far as to say it's almost all gone, but will you please focus for land's sakes? There we go. Like it's gone from all the way up here to like, so, I mean, Clem was still as happy as a pig in shift, but it was not quite the adventure that she was imagining. And by the time we got home, we were both soaked. Absolutely soaked. So where were we? Oh, yes, that was Grace saying hi. Oh, yeah, because I was asking Grace how the weather was, where she is. We had a high of 6 degrees today and a low of 0. So spring is definitely in the air. Could hear some birds, felt kind of optimistic. Don't want to go too far, but I was flirting with the idea of feeling optimistic. When spring hits the air, it didn't have the smell yet, though. It didn't have sort of the air wasn't springy yet. But that feeling puts a real pep in my step, let me tell you, which I do not have tonight because I had insomnia like you guys would not believe last night. And then when I finally got to sleep, like I am out and my phone rings. And I'm like, what? And so I answer the phone and it's Camille, who, by the way, is just in the room next to us. Daddy, come in here, please. So I'm like, okay. and she was waking up, and I think she was stressed about an exam today or something. But like she was awake and she was feeling real creeped out. So like she was too creeped out to get up and come and poke me awake. So I'm like, okay. So I crawled in with her and fell back asleep until the morning. I mean, in some ways, I thought it was really cool because it shows that, I mean, even as a 13-year-old, and 13-year-olds are kind of snarly, she still sees me as a source of comfort when she feels kind of unsafe. So, I mean, at the time I was like, oh, okay, I'm coming. But I'm glad she did that. I'm glad she didn't just sort of try to tough it out on her own. She tries to tough a lot out on her own these days. I'm going to sneeze. Jeez. So, everyone's still saying hi to each other in the side chat, although I'm about 10 minutes late. Sorry, guys. Destiny's saying, missing Kristen, where's the woman? It's not a real live without her or Chris. Just saying, they'll be on soon. In fact, they're probably on already. I'm just really behind. Like, there we go. There's Chris. How's it going, mister? Where are you tonight, brother? Where is Chris tonight? Tonight. Everyone's just sort of saying, hi, there's Christy. By the way, Mr. Peanut Trucker is a channel mod, so be nice or get the road hammer dropped on you. Christy popping in at what time? 9:06. Christy is a channel hero. Nice to see you, Christy. It's funny, I was about to say it's not a live stream without you, but it's not a live stream without any of you guys. Right? You folk who pop in every week, keep the side chat bubbling along, strangely hang out with me no matter how boring I get or tired or like. I mean, I have fallen asleep on the live before. Russell has also fallen asleep on the live before. I wonder how many of us have done that. I get the feeling that everyone who live streams has fallen asleep on a stream at least once. Saying hi. There she is. Saying hi. Skipping across all the highs because it's not useful. I'm not bringing any value by popping every high up. Hold on. Somebody asked something. I don't know, because I see Serge says food in your Crocs apparently, but I don't know who he's answering. Destiny says, I like how it's now keep the light on, no more keep the lights on. Sign of the economic times. I'm referencing. I'm glad that somebody picked up on that. Hike with Mike in the house. How are you doing? How's the weather down there? I was just telling everyone that it was, ouch. Oh, it was so painful. It was like 6 degrees today, low of 0 degrees, 0 degrees Canadian, of course, and a high of 6. So like all the big, huge mounds of snow we had got rained, but they're about halfway down. So of course, because I'm Canadian, I keep asking people what the weather is because we talk about the weather like Australians talk about the weather a lot, actually. So never mind. All right, Hike with Mike. Finally getting into the green swamp this weekend. Can't wait. It's been a long time since I've camped. I am glad to hear that you're camping. I would love to be camping as well. Didn't auto start again. What didn't auto start? Hi, by the way, Roussel. An ad about cheese of all things. So I had this. I was being really bratly. We did the we didn't. I was feeding the kids, and the missus went and did some groceries. Damn you, fool. And so I was going to post to the Discord, like, attention, I have cheese. Nothing else to say. Move along. But I didn't do it. I ran out of time. I thought it was going to be funny, and I'm pretty sure that nobody else would have found it funny. They all would have been like, You okay, brother? Yeah, right up there. Hike with Mike. Do you tent it out there or RV it? I'm pretty sure he's not RVing. Peanut Trucker saying evil lies. Tea not bad, tea good. If not TYT shaped. I wasn't really ranting about croc. Did I rant? Did I do a croc rant? Croc rant. Just not sure if the R was loud enough there. Christy loves her Crocs. Fine. That's great. I do not have Crocs. Camille has Crocs. Clem has Crocs. Like Mike says, unto Destiny, I am a backcountry primitive camper. Most of the time I prefer serenity. What was that guy's name? There's a guy in Texas. What was his name? Old dude. I don't know, old, but probably in his 70s, late 60s, early 70s. What's his name? But he does a lot of sort of he did a series on kind of Civil War camping. I'm sure he was in Texas. Like, you roll up a gray blanket, put it, across, and like you roll your supplies into it. What the heck is his name? Like, real innocuous dude. Pleasant, not overly dynamic, just real simple, sort of Zen-like stuff almost. And I remember at some point he was getting like ragged on. I was like, why are people ragging on this guy? What was his name? But he had a real appreciation for sort of like serious primitive camping. And he used to do things like he built like a solar oven and then made banana bread in it. I don't remember his name. You're in Jackson. I'm going to Jackson. Gonna mess around in Jackson. Jackson town. Grace says, sometimes I take Croc style shoes when I camp if I know I'm going to be wading through the creek, but I also take my boots. I just feel that I used to have Crocs. I'm just remembering that now. I used to have Crocs. I wore them into the ground. They were off-brand. They were like dollar store Crocs. I would not wear them outside the house. I just they didn't feel like there was enough to them in terms of support and protection from the elements, I guess. I don't know. Russell saying, good evening, everyone. How you doing, Russell? Destiny's asking Chris what the temperature is there. It's probably like 30 degrees or 70 something. I don't remember how it works, but really in Florida it's still chilly. Lows in the 40s, so that's almost freezing, or not almost freezing, depending on if it's the low 40s or the high 40s. Shawnee, hi. It was 50 Fahrenheit in Minnesota, and it's not right. I heard geese, saw a cardinal. I heard a robin today. Like the birds are coming back, because I was hearing all kinds of birds that I'm not used to hearing. It seems a little early for a robin, but what else? I mean, I know what I heard. I know what I heard. You know what I'm saying? Christy says it was 88 F. 31 degrees Celsius. Wow. Nope. That's a little stinking hot for me. Hike with Mike says the robins have arrived in Florida, so spring is on its way. That makes one feel somewhat optimistic. Hey, I just realized something. Country Boy, where Country Boy is going to go up to 17 Canadian on Friday. Going to be an ugly summer, maybe. I'm just sort of shooting to the bottom here to make sure I'm not missing any new They're like, for instance, Charles and Annie. How you doing? Cloudy and in the high 70s, low 80s in the Philippines. Do the Philippines measure in degrees freedom or degrees Celsius? I was assuming that they use Celsius, but I don't know. So let's just do the reading, and then I'll get back to saying hi to everyone, because we're not actually doing the conversation because I'm trying to. So the reading is from chapter 11, Camp Cookery, of the Camping and Woodcraft book. Home cookery is based upon milk, butter, and eggs. 9/10 of the recipes in a standard cookbook call for one or more of these ingredients. But it often happens to us campers that our tin cow has gone dry, our butter was finished long ago, and as for eggs, we've heard of eggs, but for us they do not exist. In such case, no ordinary cookbook is of any use to us. When one can carry milk and butter and eggs, he can also carry a standard cookbook. So I will not burden these pages with many recipes other than the do without kind. Only such dishes are described as can be cooked with the most primitive utensils, or none at all, over an open fire or in an earthen oven, dug on the spot. Let it not be thought that this spells misery or even privation. Some of the dishes here described surpass anything that can be had at the Waldorf or the Maison Dorée. I think that's bombast. Full details are given for each dish because I know from experience that an amateur cook needs them. I got a couple of recipes here. First up is for what he's calling army bread or bannock. Up here, we would just call it bannock, or if you live on or near a native reservation, you would call it fry bread. The reason I'm reading you 2 or 3 of these recipes is to give you an example of what a pared down cooking setup was for this generation versus today. 1 quart flour, 1 teaspoon salt, 1 tablespoon sugar, 2 heaping teaspoonfuls baking powder. And then you mix and you fry or cook over, it's bannock, right? Who doesn't know how to make bannock? Actually, maybe someone here doesn't know how to make bannock. You mix your ingredients, you're dry and then you're wet. And the way in my family we did it was you would take a stick, take the outer layer off, take the bark off, and then wrap it around the stick and just cook it over an open fire. A lot of people do use a pan, though. But like, that guy's carrying around more stuff than I generally do when I go backcountry camping, right? Like, for unleavened bread, 2.5 pints of flour, a tablespoon of salt, and a tablespoon of sugar. 2.5 pints of flour? I mean, because that's for one meal. That's not for his entire trip, right? And then flapjacks, which nowadays one would call pancakes. 1 quart flour, 1 teaspoon salt, 2 teaspoonfuls of sugar to make them brown, it says. 2 level tablespoonfuls of baking powder. Like, this guy's carrying around. Did I? No, nothing else. Like, he's carrying around actual ingredients. When I went wild camping, when I went to kick back in a hammock on Russell's land, I was packing light, or as light as I could, because I was not driving. I was taking the train. And so I just bought a bunch of those mountain housey kinds of things, right? But even those actually take up space. Way less than if you brought the ingredients, or like undried, like if you just frozen all the meals, right? And you hadn't desiccated them, they would be much heavier, much larger. But I have in the past used my dehydrator to make meals. I'm sorry. Transportable, and in fact, I mean, you guys have seen me show this book off. In fact, the day that I got this book, we had a live stream, And because I believe Kevin was on, or no, wasn't Kevin. Someone was on who knew this guy, and so called him up or messaged him and said, "Can you come on?" Which was a beautiful thing, let me tell you. And so this is a kind of, you're still living well if you're making these recipes in the back 40, right? You're not surviving off of like ship's biscuit and pemmican, although I really do like pemmican. Like this is some good hearty stuff, and the recipes are not that hard, right? Here's a basic beef jerky. I mean, if you want to start me off right, that's what you want to show me, you know? But here's the thing. These recipes, stop yawning. These recipes are made to be done ahead of time at home. And then you bring them with you and you rehydrate them, you know, throw them into a pot with some water kind of thing. 100 odd years ago, this guy is making he's not making pancakes ahead of time and like throwing them into a baggie, right? He's got the fixins with him and he's sitting there whisking up his flour and it's like, it's the kind of thing you would do if you were car camping, but you wanted to live well, right? You'd bring a bag of flour, you'd bring a bag of rice, you'd bring like big honking stuff, fresh fruit probably, right? Because you've got coolers. And it's, I love reading about these old ways, not as a political thing, the way like a lot of Canadians who wish we still used the red ensign see the old ways, but just I find comfort in seeing or reading and imagining how these guys did stuff. Just did stuff, right? There were no weight weenies. I mean, he was a weight weenie, right? He goes into the weight of everything he had made from his canoe, excuse me, to his axe and his knife, but he was still of a generation where you packed wooden boxes and burlap sacks, or I guess canvas bags of stuff. There was no ripstop. There was no nylon. And this guy's got a little canoe, and he's cruising down the river solo, whipping all the stuff out to build a camp. You know. Excuse me. And so I was thinking recently about. I've been thinking about a lot of stuff recently, but one of the fun things is about how different the philosophy is around food when you're driving an SUV into not a parking lot, be nice, Jess, into a campsite, when you're canoeing to a site that may have a thunderbox and that's all, right? And like a fire pit. And if you live like off grid, you know, like if you live in a cabin that isn't connected and full of the mod cons, like my fridge here is large and it's full of stuff, and I have a freezer and it's full of stuff, and I have a pantry and it's full of stuff, and down here in the basement I have a back room that has stuff. But like if you're living off grid and you've got solar panels like Russell does, and maybe you got a generator, you're not going to have that fridge. You may have one of those specially designed uber expensive fridges for the off-grid lifestyle, still smaller than that big honking fridge. And like I see the food that Russell buys, like when he shows the food off in his videos, And it's very different than the way I go grocery shopping. And I think that is at least partly a byproduct of the fact that for him, there's always a calculation for electricity. We have a small fridge. We live alone or in a couple, depending on weekend or during the week. We have a small laundry machine, whatever they're called. We have a small, we have an air fryer so that we don't have to use a big honking oven. And if you never move from one of these categories to another, right? Urban home to off-grid cabin, or urban home to campsite, urban home to wild camp, right? You never have to think about that. For you, food is something you don't think about. I mean, you think about it in terms of, I'm hungry, I wish we had pizza, but you don't have to think about it in the same way as someone who is freeze drying, if they're rich, or desiccating. That's very British. Dehydrating, to fit everything into. I told you about the insomnia last night, right? Like, you have to make calculations when you have to fit 5 days worth or 10 days worth of stuff into a big honking backpack, or maybe a small, like a canoe pack and a barrel, right? It's not the same as driving into a site, especially if you're driving into a site in a big honking Winnebago, right? Where you don't have to unpack anything. Everything's just in the onboard fridge. I'm going to scroll down because I want to know if anyone's actually engaging with this content. We have Off-Grid Recon in the house. How are you doing, Mr. Recon? When you're off-gridding, what's your what would a normal, if you're prepping food for 5 days? I'm going to ask this of anyone who's going camping. I have definitely different questions for people like Russell, who sort of lives in an off-grid situation with maybe a smaller fridge, maybe not as much of a freezer as I have, stuff like that. But do the thought experiment. Chris, you and Jennifer are camping in a cool little camper. I don't know if you're cooking on that, what is that called, a Blackstone, or if you're cooking over a fire. What do you do if you're preparing for a week's trip? And I know you guys just did, I think, a weekend. So, I mean, that's probably, that was probably kind of giving you a sense. What's the biggest food mistake any of you have ever done when taking a trip, like a camping trip or a canoe trip or something? What was the biggest thing you forgot, or something expensive you brought and never used or consumed, or what was your biggest regret? Grace, they're dealing with the avian flu. Yeah, I think it's going to be bad, but I'm not going to talk about that because, I love this. Like Mike says, we're all into the live stream. I love that. That's really cool. Where'd you hear that? Or did you, is that yours? Country Boy got a new laptop, so it's going to be spelling a lot of stuff wrong. I would love a new laptop. Actually, I think I would, if I was to walk into the Apple store tomorrow, I kind of think I would want to get the same iPad setup as Camille has, the one that we had to buy her for school. Part of me would prefer that over a laptop right now. A large part of it is because I think I would rather be able, there's a version of Final Cut Pro for iOS iPad OS, whatever it's called. And I would love the freedom of just like sitting on the couch or lying in bed and just editing. Like I would do my rough edit and then bring everything to the computer for the final edit for sure. There's no way. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, Russell knows what I'm talking about. I'm just sort of scrolling. Destiny, yes, the wheels are turning for sure, absolutely. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Country Boy says, falling asleep, passing out. It's the same thing, isn't it? Well, some would say that. I think that depends on how much alcohol you're imbibing. Shawnee says that cheese gives you an endorphin-like rush of dopamine. It's good to know. Shawnee says, thumbs up. 20 people watching. I only see 16 right now, but it's entirely possible that I've bored people with my discussion, or everyone's like, I gotta run to Dunkin' Donuts. I'm starving because Jesse won't shut up about food. Boom, 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 boom. Oh wow, that's how late I am. Croc rant. Oh snap! It's 21:40. I'm 20 minutes late. Are you guys coming up with names for the stream? Is that what's going on? TA Outdoors did one of those with the wool blanket and supplies plus a Polish lavu. Oh, that's interesting to know. I'm gonna go look him. I haven't watched him in a while actually. I mean, because I haven't watched a lot in a while. Off Grid also likes TA Outdoors. Yeah, so do I. I think he's got a good channel. I'm hoping that that's not double entendre there. Russell says only like 3 countries in the world aren't on the metric system. That is true. That is very true. And Christy knows exactly which ones they are. Yes, we do. But you can still buy a pint in a pub. But I was reading from an American book, right? The Kephart. I mean, I would call him an honorary Canadian, but this book was, he was American, and this book was from what, 1911? No, 1906. So we were still imperial back then. Canada went metric in 1972. The agreement was that the United States was going to do it as well, but they reneged. So, and in fact, it was a long process, and the conservative government of Brian Mulroney paused the process, which is why we still use Fahrenheit for our ovens, and a lot of us could tell you how tall they are in feet and inches or weigh in pounds. Not all. Quebec is very metric for that, but so we use Simperial, which is a mixture of the two. It's bloody irritating. I wish we'd just finish the process. But the government of Brian Mulroney was giving in to the old fogies, because that's who voted for them. Hike with Mike says Americans are still old school despite modern times, quarts and gallons. Interestingly, the United States is stealth on the metric system, because what the official inch and, I was going to say kilogram and pound and all that are now measured using metric measurements. So even though, this is 3 inches long, what an official inch is, like the official size of an official inch is in metric. So it's like when Oh, this is so geeky. Windows 3.1 was just like a veneer, a graphic veneer over DOS. The Imperial system is a veneer over a metric framework. So I want to scroll down to see if people are actually interacting with the content, or if you guys have. There we go. Hike says, if I do an overnight backcountry camping trip in the backcountry, I eat a meal before I go and don't bring cooking stuff. Don't need it and don't want to attract bears. Attracting bears can be a problem. I am a bear bag person, right? Take my stuff over a tree branch and tie it to the tree. Some people have other philosophies. It's worked for me so far. You know, some people get really involved in their bear bag sort of hanging. I'm very, very basic. Sling it over a limb, tie it off to the trunk. You know, I try to extend the tying it off to the trunk as far as I can from the branch, because for some reason I just feel that if I did it directly there, the bear could just sort of bat and then it would come down. Whereas if this doesn't even make, now that I'm talking about it, granted I'm making a hash of talking about it, but now that I'm trying to describe it, it makes no sense. But I had this philosophy that, say this is the tree and maybe there's a branch and I throw it over the branch and I just tie it here. Then while the bear is like looking and trying to sort of get up to look at my food, he might just inadvertently even snap the corde. Whereas if I hang my bear bag here and move like bring the trailing edge further away and tie it off to maybe even another tree, I have this stupid idea that that's going to be more secure. Now that I'm describing it in words, it feels really silly. Chris hasn't camped in a tent since Boy Scouts when you were young. Now at the travel trailer eating carnivore, we need a fridge. But there's one in that, right? Isn't there a fridge in that trailer? Hey, I see homie. How are you doing, homie? Like with Mike, still kicking it Boy Scout style these days, keeping it old school. I wonder if the Boy Scouts still get specific Boy Scout axes. Remember, was it Collins? Was it Collins made Boy Scouts of America axe and a Girl Guides of America axe? Christy says, we go out for a long weekend, and at the most a 7-day trip. I plan all my meals, and some I make ahead and freeze like pasta sauce. So, but you don't dry anything, right? You just freeze it because if I remember correctly, you guys use a big honkin' camper, or am I mixing you up with someone else? Oh, Hike says, it's a play on Dolly Parton's song from the 80s, Islands in the Stream. I remember nothing by Dolly in the 80s. I mean, I think the last thing I remember was it 9 to 5? Working 9 to 5. I don't know if she wrote that, but that was from a movie she was in, wasn't it? I feel so scatterbrained tonight, as I always do. Christy used to bring too much food, but you got it dialed in now. I sort of tend to overpack as well. I'm like, yeah, if I'm hungry and there's nothing for me to eat, it's going to ruin my night. So I overpack on the food. But if you're within reason, I don't regret overpacking on food. I regret overpacking on other stuff, like heavy stuff or too many t-shirts. You can never have too many undies because you need a few for just in case, whatever. But like too many t-shirts, too many pants, too many of this, because you're not changing every day when you're in the woods. You're not. You're going to make that outfit last 3 damn days. And you're not going to care. When you get home, you're going to shower. Before you get home, don't go into a restaurant. Just do the drive-through. So Chris says, now granted, as I said, they're in a camper with a fridge. We eat steak, smash burgers, pork chops, and maybe a salad. Maybe a salad? Cheese and beef sticks for a snack, and some lunch meat, roast beef or ham to roll up for lunch. I need a salad. I love salad. Stop with the yawning. Insomnia just doesn't pay. Destiny got an ad, but I haven't seen one since there were 2 when I started. I haven't seen any since. Serge says, biggest camping food regret, not enough bacon. Well, whenever you and I have done a little bushcrafty trip, we've brought enough bacon, so not my fault. Crumbs, we're at 10 to 10, guys. So Christy says we basically just make breakfast and supper and do a cheese, fruit, and sausage for an afternoon snack. So you skip an actual like lunch. You nosh. Mike says to Chris, I'm a true swamp rat. I love the heat. I'm a wuss when it comes to cold weather. I'm kind of the opposite. I'm okay with cold, but I do not like to sweat. Don't like it. Serge clarifies by saying that bacon is good for breakfast, lunch, supper, snacks, etc. Jim in the house. Audi, 30-minute drive home. Hope to join you all then. You will be absolutely welcome. We're talking food. I should have brought down some cheese. Destiny says any temp above 20 degrees Celsius, and it's all swass for us. Oh, are you talking about swamp ass? Yeah, I hate that feeling. Cannot stand it. Russell says, camping food regret, bringing too much food. We can do this, and we can do this, and we can do this, and this too, and we might want this. Yeah, that. I always bring too much food, but within reason is not a big problem. But if you're still hauling like half a cooler of stuff at the end of your trip, you probably should have rethought that. And also, like, I will plan like 4 great meals and do 2 great meals and then just sort of like whatever for the rest of the time. So I'll end up with like, oh, I've still got Brussels sprouts that I haven't cooked. You know? Homie in the house. That's homie, if you haven't picked up on it yet, we're talking about like what kind of food do you bring if you're camping in a tent versus a trailer, or if you live off grid or whatever. And I asked the peeps what their biggest food regret on a camping trip that they've gone on, or a generalized one. Whether it's not bringing enough, bringing too much, bringing something that did not. I was so tired of this yawning. You know, maybe you brought something that went bad because it needed refrigeration and the ice packs melted or something. I don't know. Some good conversation going on. Yeah, Christy, they have a travel trailer in a fridge. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, Peanut Trucker also has a fridge. Mike says to Russell, yes, I think folks bring way too much food camping when they need. Technically, you can go days without food and survive. Water is more important. Yes, but now you're talking like a survivalist or a prepper rather than a camper, right? Survival is camping by accident. Bushcraft is camping for the love of it. Like, I don't want to spend an entire trip hungry. Well hydrated but hungry. Nope. I want to be a bon vivant, you know. I want to have my food. Now I don't mean I necessarily need, you know, steaks, but it helps. Like, I'm perfectly okay if I've got, you know, a 3-day supply of jerky and stuff, oatmeal, whatever. Like, I want to be able to eat something. I don't want like 20 kilos of food on my back trying to get to my campsite. So like dehydrated helps a lot with that. Off-Grid Recon says, for off-grid trips, I enjoy Mountain House, freeze-dried, or steaks, eggs, broccoli over a campfire. Yeah, depends on what time of year, fire ban or not. But also, like, keeping your food fresh, right? Late fall, not going to be a problem, because if your cooler, if the ice in your cooler melts or the ice packs thaw, it's still going to be cold outside, right? If you're, in the heights of like July, or at least around here, if the ice packs go away, eat fast. Here's what I would do for a trip. And this is what I do, in fact, do. I will bring something fresh and fabulous, like steaks or whatever, for the first night as a kickoff to the trip. And then for the rest of the trip, I'll do something Mountain House-y, whether I bought a packet or I dehydrated my own, like I might have eggs for the next morning, eggs and sausage for the next morning or something, and it'll sort of ease into the more austere backpacking style meals. But I'm not interested in hauling the cooler required to have, steak and eggs every morning. A pound of bacon every 2 days kind of thing. I don't want to transport that much stuff. Whereas if it's something that I could just rehydrate in a pot with water, because it didn't weigh that much, it's not going to go bad. Oh, I need to pour something to breathe. Oh my snap, we're running out of food talk time. Okay, so Off-Grid enjoys the simplicity of freeze-dried, gives you more time for exploring and finding history. Absolutely, exactly, I agree. That is the perfect statement, Off-Grid. That's exactly what. All right, so I have 3 choices for tonight. Johnny Walker Island Green. That's a blended whiskey. Oh, it's a blended malt whiskey, so it's all malts. I did an episode on this on my other channel. Little Ardbeg Anoa action. This is a delicious smoky scotch. Or because Country Boys here, we can have a dram of my increasingly precious Derringer. None of them need to breathe for 10 minutes, right? None of them have an age statement on them. I'm going to make a little poll. Okay, going to make a little poll. Interact with your audience. Start a poll. Tonight. Whiskey should be ellipsis. Johnny Walker Island Green. Oh man, my typo foo is strong tonight. Ardbeg and O. Add an option. Rabbit hole. Oh, piss. Rabbit hole Derringer. I'm going to leave that open for 2 minutes. 2 minutes, because we're 2 minutes to 10. Chris says it's the mindset. If you bring lots of food, you're not hungry. And if you don't bring much, you think you're going to run out and stay hungry. My thoughts. Hold on. Yeah. I guess I kind of agree with that. Like, I see having an extra meal as a safety blanket. Like I know that I'm not going to be, oh, I'm hungry and it's only 6 p.m. and there's nothing because I'm leaving in the morning, right? I'm never going to have that. Did I? No, I don't add the, oh, no, I'm not adding an option. Go away. I thought I started the poll, but I accidentally added an option. So I'm going to leave that open for like 2 minutes. Right? Just everybody was kung fu fighting. Oh, right. Russell can't get on here without a link. Let me find the link. Add guest. Copy link. Well, for land's sakes, there we go. I keep thinking that Russell can just pop in, but no, because I've changed the system I'm using. I changed the system I'm using. Where is Russell? Russell? What the hell is Russell's actual name? Ah, there it is. All right, back in business. Russell, no, Jim says, used to pack a lot of freeze-dried food just in case we didn't catch fish, but we always ate fish. For me, because I can't just fish for something and trust that I'm not catching something that I'm allergic to, I can't do that, I massively wish I could, though. Off-Grid Recon says, I run the fridge in the warmer months, and it rides in my Jeep. My camp is often within a mile or two from the rig. Okay. And yeah, because you probably don't need the fridge in the colder months, right? In fact, in the colder months, would trying to keep your stuff from freezing not be a problem as well? When I used to go hunting, it would get cold, and we would put stuff in the cooler for two reasons. One, kept the frozen stuff from thawing, but it also kept stuff from having it in the cooler would keep stuff from freezing if it got too cold outside because it's still an insulated box. Chris says, I fast when I'm on the road and eat once a day. At home, we do a pound of bacon, pound of sausage, and 6 eggs. Holy snap. Okay. That's eaten. Hike with Mike says, I'm a carb guy for my running day. So if I bring food, it's easy stuff. No cooking, just carbs, pretzels, chips, etc. I made a not a bridge mix because that's all like chocolate and stuff. What's it called? Not party mix because that's kind of chips and pretzels. Gorp, I guess. Trail mix. Yes, I made trail mix. I made a lot of trail mix. I made enough for a baggie full every day, sort of between meals, and that really kept me going. That really did. Like I wasn't buying, I wasn't going into chocolate bars and stuff. I did put a little bit of chocolate in there. I had some chocolate chips or some damn thing, but yeah. Grace says the first night meal is almost always steak and baked potato, and next morning bacon and eggs. I use a small canvas cooler, frozen steak and bacon instead of ice. Yeah, so we do almost the same thing, you and me, right? You've got your steak and stuff the first night, your bacon and eggs the first morning. Yeah. Yeah, savor that shift, Jess. It's got to last a while. Yeah, that's why I'm hoping that that's not what people are voting for. It's so good. It's so good. So good. Hey, look who's here. How are you doing, Marcel? I guess you've picked up what we're talking about by this point. It's funny. Jim hates seeing people eat their freeze-dried food right out of the bag, though. Put it on a plate or in a bowl. I usually have a little bowl with me, but when I don't, I'll eat it out of the bag. I don't like eating out of a bag. It feels more awkward. Like, the spoon is more vertical and all that stuff. I definitely would prefer to put it into a bowl if possible. Everyone's saying hi to Marcel. So we're at 10:04. So let's end the poll. Guys, Johnny Walker, Island Green, 33%. Ardbeg, I know, 33%. Rabbit Hole, Derringer, 33%. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'll just have to flip a 3-sided coin. I don't have any dice with me. I was gonna just like roll a d6. Roll a d6. Hold on a sec. I shall find some dice. Way to simplify my life here, guys. I will roll a d6, okay? One or two is Johnny Walker. 3 or 4 is Ardbeg. 5 or 6 is the Rabbit Hole. Four. That's the Ardbeg. Oh, hold on. 4. That's the Ardbeg. Just in time for me to there we go.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Let me put my cans on, then I'll pour myself a pint, not a pint, a dram. Then we'll see if I can hear you. Hello?
Hello. I can hear you.
Good. So we are moving into the... I just want to see if anyone else has said anything. Yeah, Peanut Trucker says 33% on all. You got to drink each one. I do have to work in the office tomorrow. My tiebreaker was when I rolled the dice.
Did you roll 6-sided?
Hmm?
Did you roll 6-sided?
I rolled a 6-sided. 1 or 2 was going to be the Johnny Walker. 3 or 4 was the Ardbeg, and 5 or 6 was the Country Boy says Ardbeg. Yep, it's a good classic choice.
It's what's funny is when you play D&D a lot. Well, I don't know about these days, but you play D&D a lot, and you have like all these different sided dice, and you're trying to figure out. Say you have to roll a number out of 14 or something.
Yeah.
Well, is that a 10 and a 4? No, because you got to figure out exactly how to get evenly 1 through 14, not 2 through 14, or anyway.
I mean, for me, it's easier when I can just say, odd is one choice, even is the other, or something like that. But every now and again, you run into something exactly like that, where it's like, how do we even?
It can be tricky.
Yeah, I just Off-Grid is saying that an epic Mountain House meal is the chicken fajitas bowl. Add Fritos, scoop it out of the bag into a tortilla, wrap like a burrito, and enjoy. I would love that. That sounds delicious. Okay, and we actually got to the end of the chat. So we're doing cabins.
In case anyone's curious, the only way I can think of to roll like a 14, a 1 through 14, is to roll a 20-sided die, and if it's 15 and above, just discard it and roll again. That's the only way I can think of doing it. Sorry, yeah, you want to do cabins and shit?
I guess that's the only way you could do that. I was just thinking there's a live stream I've been listening to relatively recently. Gotta get my face out of the way there. Out of bag. I know. Oh.
You have to bottle that down, Jess. I'm sorry.
That's not quite low enough to bottle down yet.
We're in control now, Jess.
I was gonna say I don't think I would even survive the night.
New poll. New poll. Does he bottle it down or not?
Okay, so there we go. Okay, they're all getting ads. Destiny says, messed up my knee seeing an orthopedic on Thursday. Can't walk, fell and landed right on your kneecap and had to go into urgent care. Can't put any pressure. On crutches. Jeez. What the hell were you doing, Christy? Do you have a beverage there, Russell?
Yeah, I got a couple to choose from.
This smells so excellent.
Put some ice in it.
No.
Come on, I'm the voice of reason.
Yeah, that's good. Smoky, peaty. There is a bit of that iodine that I don't like, but it's not enough to piss me off.
Oh, Chris has a good idea. He said three glasses and 3 different drinks. No cheating.
Right? No.
What is a pour in a Glencairn glass? Is it like 1.5 ounces? Is that what you're supposed to do?
I think it's between 1 ounce and 1.5 ounces. Ideally, you don't want to go any further than this, because it's all about how the shape of the glass concentrates the whiff right at your nose. So like anything around, like for a lot of people, it's further down. But like anything, like once you get up here, that's too much. Because you're gonna get thrown on your ass. But around the halfway mark is probably the
that explains a lot.
Does that explain how you accidentally suggested we do cabins tonight?
Wait, what time was it?
You know what? I haven't even checked that.
I think it was fairly early, wasn't it?
You're gonna find
it was 11:41 p.m. Oh. Okay, yeah, maybe. Yeah. Are we doing this? Okay.
Yeah, sure. I was just waiting to pour my dram.
Is that it? I think I'm sharing it. I think you have to do something.
Yeah, I'll show it on stream. Did everyone hear that announcement? It said Fart Blaster 2000 screen joined. You didn't hear that?
No. Is that me?
Hey. First of all, that's a very nice piece of landscape. Do you know where that is?
No, but I mean, you can guess. It's the Boreal, right?
Yeah.
I would guess somewhere in BC.
Okay, Chrissy says, no, you did not hear that. Thank the gods. Is that like maybe Mount Robson or something?
Is that my name? I can't do anything in the settings here.
I did not set that name for you.
Oh, I'm sure I did, but I can't change any settings now that I'm in here. Like I was trying to reset the volume on my earbud because it's too loud and nothing's working. Weird. Anyway, I like this. I like the water.
I do as well.
I like the view.
So, would you kayak there or canoe there?
Ooh, canoe.
Yeah, me too.
I think if you could only own one, like a canoe or a kayak, then it would definitely be a canoe, right? Well, in your case, I don't know, but I mean, I'm thinking about the fishing, and I know you can fish in a kayak, but canoe just gives you more flexibility.
Yeah.
Space. Yeah. Space for gear, space for fish.
Yeah.
I'm probably a little more stable in a canoe than a kayak.
I know I am, for sure. Country Boy says this looks like northern BC or southern Alaska, or it could be like southern Yukon, maybe. But it definitely has that look to me as well. The look of the British Columbias.
The water's nice and clear too.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yeah, I see it. Looks spectacular. Actually, that's a pretty high quality photo if you can see right through into the rocks below like that.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's nice. Okay, answer me this, because about a half an hour ago, I thought, oh, was I supposed to put the locations on these pictures if I knew them? Did I do that one time?
No, but we did talk about that at one point.
I only thought about it a half an hour ago, and it was too late because there's like 90 pictures.
Yeah. 90?
No, not 90.
What is that in the middle 93. Of there?
Up here?
It looks like it's set up for, it's like decorated for Christmas. But in
or some witchcraft holiday. I don't know.
Or witchcraft holiday, or like somebody who's really into Vikings.
Like, why is that on the floor? Come on, pick this shit up. Oh, what a!
It's a goblin trap.
Candles on the stairs. So this is obviously a staged photo. Photo.
Yeah, because otherwise somebody's going to kick one of those candles over trying to get down for a pee at 3 a.m.
I got scotch going down the wrong way there. Oh, good night, Marcel.
Good night, Marcel. Christy says that Camper Christina got a new canoe and is selling her green plaid one for all you Canadians. Camper Christina, she works with H2O canoes, doesn't she? Yeah, this place looks like a Scandinavian Viking TikToker's home base. Like one who's talking about the way of the Vikings, but they call it the Vikingar.
This to me is like a typical tiny house. They've just decorated it differently. That's all.
Yeah, one thing I do like is how the bracing is all sort of a dark wood, but then the ceilings and walls are whitewashed. I love that look.
Yeah,
I love that look.
I'm not a big fan, but
and even like the dark wall. Yeah, I bet you that's the same place because it's got the same green. Well, maybe not actually, but that's a nice kitchen.
If you want to go back at all, it's very easy to go back and forward in this. So
it looks like the same place to me.
What?
Well, no, it doesn't. It's. I was tricked because it's got the wood, the white, and the green.
No, no. How could you think that that's the same place?
I like that kitchen. You're not going to like it because of the open shelving.
Correct. That's one reason, I guess.
Yep. I do like that kitchen.
I don't. Yeah. Well, whatever, man. Okay, here's another kitchen.
Oof, that's a Harry Potter kitchen. It's a very nice kitchen, actually. Like, I could see myself puttering around in that kitchen very happily.
Is it weird to have like a table and chairs right in the middle?
I grew up with a table and chairs in my kitchen. Like, we never had a separate dining room.
Yeah.
So to me, no. It looks like a really small table, though. Like,
would you rather have a table and chairs there or an island?
I guess I would, because to me, a table and chairs in the middle of the kitchen has been, it's almost a cultural imperative in Quebec, right? But I do believe that nowadays I would pick an island instead. Like a large one, maybe with some bar stools on one side.
That makes sense. So on the stove side, it's functional for cooking or whatever.
Yeah, and then
maybe a sink, and then on the other side, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Christy, is this the one? You love the color cabinets, but all those plants would die.
The plants are one of the things I like about it. I've always really loved a house with a lot of plants.
Christy, just get fake plants.
Wow, that's a cliffhanger, eh? Nice.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Small though.
It's very small, and it's got a green roof, I guess.
Yeah.
Or does it? Or maybe it's like metal, and all that crap has just started growing there. I don't know.
I mean, weirder things have happened, right? Is
Yeah,
it too modern though?
Too modern. Huh.
I don't know.
Too modern.
It looks small. Like, does it go into the side of the mountain, or is it just like a really small house?
I don't think so. This looks like that's it.
Yeah.
I think it's just really small. And interesting, they've got a TV here and maybe a little propane heater.
Oh, it's okay. I thought that was like a subwoofer, but yeah, you're probably right. A little propane heater.
But windows on the one side, but hardly anything on this side.
So that's the side that's got the toilet on it.
And unfortunately, I don't have the view looking out because that's what I'd really love to see. Yeah,
It's probably spectacular. Yeah.
I thought that, I'm just noticing now. I thought the railings were glass, but I think there's just those wires.
It's just wires. Yeah, I was trying to get a closer look. Like,
Don't let your dog out there.
Yeah, I like that. Tiny house. But I love, that little row of tiny windows up at the top. I love that kind of thing. That
would let some light in, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I guess it's a different way of doing, say, like skylights.
Yeah.
Is that what they call skylights?
Yeah, I think it's really nice.
Very pretty cabin.
Yeah. It could use some solar on that slope, though. What's with that stick going along the roof?
Yeah, I was just looking at that. I didn't notice it before. They've got a clamp here as well.
Yeah. So I guess what's happening is they've just put the metal roof on, and they've got some construction adhesive. That's what I'm thinking is happening there. Well, I mean, should have waited a week before taking the photos then, right?
Yeah, okay, you know what? I think that's a walking ledge. They walk along there because they're doing work above. Does that make sense?
That makes sense, yeah.
Or maybe they're just cleaning the windows. They're cleaning the windows to take a picture and they forgot to take it down.
Chrissy says maybe they're adding solar there. But, yeah. Nice little deck, too. Yep. Although.
Oh, you gonna get picky on this one?
No, I'm not. I think this is a really nice little cabin, like for a tiny house kind of thing.
You want a wraparound? Is that what you want?
It wouldn't work on there. I was going to say that. I want to wrap around, with a big old chair on it, but it would not work with this design at all. So never mind.
You get in a problem with the code. I think at the far end, there should be a railing there. It's something like 2 feet. If it's 2 feet up, then you need a railing.
Oh, yeah.
But if you don't care about that.
Well, I wonder if it's finished. Because what's that?
Idea.
Yeah, but what's that on the ground next to that? Like, is that a tool?
Here?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is. Looks like a trowel.
Oh, good night, Serge.
Serge, all right, good night. Sleep well, Mr. Serge. Welcome back from Peru. Sorry you're not feeling well. Okay, so...
oh, it is the same cabin. Okay, cool. So you're right in that it's not finished.
That's for sure. So now I'm wondering, is it a cabin or is it like a bunkie? Like someone's got a main cabin and they keep this for guests or whatever? Because, I mean, it's not even insulated.
Oh, I think I've got an inside picture for this.
Do you?
Yeah, no insulation and no inside walls.
Yeah.
But interesting how it opens up. I mean, how does it? Where's the previous picture?
Yeah.
Yeah. So those doors just. Oh, it's a.
They fold.
It folds.
It folds.
Oh. Way to go, Homer. Sherlock.
Yes, nothing like
Homer when I was thinking of Sherlock. Yeah. Let's see. I think the next picture. Nope. That's not it.
Wow. This house was designed by IKEA.
Yeah. You know what? I remember why I saved this picture now, because this just looks like a cheap apartment, right?
Yeah.
Like you're right. It's just crap from IKEA. I mean, you can't even put real chairs in here. Come on.
Wow, it looks so cold.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing personal there.
I'm going to say that somebody said, "Hey, we should put up a little cabin and do it Airbnb."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And look, the ladder's like, where does the ladder go?
That's because of there's like a loft up there, but nope. I don't. Nope.
Yeah, but I just said, where does the ladder go the rest of the time?
Like, oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, because it's got to go somewhere because it's right in the way.
But this is one of the things I was telling Sean in Alaska is like, put something at the top that your ladder just hooks into, or your stairs just hook into.
Yeah.
So you don't have to spend a lot of time or worry about it falling. You just bring out your ladder or your stairs and plunk.
Yeah.
But that is nice big skylights, though.
It's
That's a lot of light.
It's a space that could have been so much better than it is.
Scott says that's unattractive. Look at me being all politically correct. Those weren't the words in my head.
Yeah. No. Destiny says, yeah, no to the IKEA house, bad vibes, energy flow. Whoa. That place looks cozy.
The thing that excuse me. The thing that I found funny here is that the TV like right over top of the fireplace.
Yeah.
So that's that. I'm sure that can't be a problem, right? Or that won't be a problem.
It's going to be absolutely fine. It's fine. Absolutely.
It's fine.
Absolutely. I don't like the lighting they've got on in there right now. Like they got a big central ceiling light on. That needs
you're
like
right.
Lamps.
The lighting sucks.
Yeah.
And I see pull cords here, so it's a fan. One of those. What are they called?
Ceiling fans.
Ceiling fan light combo.
Yeah, it needs some little lamps standing on the ground or on like a side table or whatever. But I would love to sit in front of that fire for a night. Not sure if I love the really champêtre looking furniture. I don't know what the hell champêtre is. Like country chic kind of like not so good. But I still think I would love to sit there on a cold evening, warm fire, glass of whiskey by my side.
Yeah, this looks like it was. This cabin was probably built by hand because of the chinking. Like, look, in some spots, the chinking is just huge.
Huge, yeah.
Right.
Country
I don't
Boy.
mind that kind of chinking either. I mean,
No, I don't.
Okay.
Apparently, Country Boy's nickname in high school was Chinking. I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with that statement.
What does that mean? What does that mean? I must know.
It's a mystery.
Okay,
so do you think that fireplace is real? It looks real to me.
I do.
Because I was looking for the chimney up above.
Well, it goes up the outside of the building.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah.
But I mean, why go to all this effort if
no, you're right.
A real fireplace? And you can tell it's not gas or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Country Boy says, read up a little farther, Jess. He says, stop. Oh, okay. First of all, I love what Christy said. I'd be pissed if I booked an Airbnb and it looked like this. They're talking about that place I called the IKEA.
Oh, yeah.
Country Boy says, look at me being all politically correct. Those weren't the words in my head. That's a cheap quickie. Country Boy, I love the chinking.
Yeah, Christy. Wait, was it Christy that said that? Hold on. You'd be pissed if you booked an Airbnb. Thankfully, like pretty much every Airbnb online has pictures to go with it, so
yeah,
you would know.
So that's the same place, right?
Huh? Oh yeah. Right. Yeah. So there's your chimney outside.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to see, but
This place does look kind of bizarre from the outside. I will say that.
It does look really bizarre, and I don't like it at all.
No.
And that roof looks really low pitched.
Yeah. Well, it looks to me like 2 wings were added onto the central.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And look what they did here. They they put a wall in there of logs. That's weird. Oh, this must have been tough to do. Put these windows in right here with where these.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. This might be the same. Oh yeah, this is the same place.
I'm pretty sure it's the same place. Yeah.
I found this weird because look where the window is. It's like they bought a bed and thought, oh, it'll fit in this room. Oh shoot.
Christy does not like this place. I don't like it. Like every picture of it makes me like it even less. I'm in agreement. I'm in agreeance.
Yeah, I have a grievance as well. Oh, here we go. The bubble place.
So that's an inflated house.
This one's so weird.
I love the. I think one of your dogs is drinking.
Oh,
I love
me to get her to stop.
Christy says, Jetsons, what? I love the vista you get from that place, but I kind of feel like I would be baking in the sun.
Yeah, I think about this. Get rid of the bubble. Wouldn't that be nice just to sit out there?
Yeah. I would still feel like I'm baking in the sun, though. Like I would love to have a little roof over my.
Yeah. Okay. I think I've got a few pictures of this place. Oh, sorry. Did I? No, it is.
Okay.
It is a bit weird.
So it's got an outdoor kitchen, but it's weird how high that barbecue is off the ground.
It does seem like it, but does seem like it. It's funny that they got wood right here and then a propane Coleman stove.
Yeah.
What's the wood for?
I don't know what the hell's going on here. Yes, Christy, that's definitely a bed behind the chairs. Country Boy says that's an inflatable. Talk about a cheap quickie. I don't think that's cheap.
That's not cheap, man. It may have been cheap to build, but
and look how it's got a watering can on a frame at the end of the deck.
Oh, for showers. Oh,
yeah.
I guess I assume there's probably. What if there's like a pull cord, so you just pull.
Goosh.
That'd be great. What a great idea.
This has got to be in like Nevada or something.
Oh, there's a platform there.
Yeah.
I thought it was standing in the dirt. I remember when I was, excuse me, back when I was building the cabin, I was desperate to have showers because at the end of the day I was so dirty and sweaty and bug spray all over me. And I was hanging that, those camp water bags that you buy, they're black. You fill them with water, you put them in the sun. Yeah. I was looking for anything to hang that off of around so I could have it there. And just to stand on, I brought out the car mat from my car.
Okay.
Put it on the ground, and then I take my shower onto this thing. Here we go. Oh, that's
how freaking sweet is that?
He proposed to me at the bubble tent. This is the most romantic thing.
She was wearing her 70s best.
and bell bottom pants?
Yeah. It was like 1974
pants,
up in there.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, look, I designed you a bubble house. Now we can live in it in holy matrimony. I'm going to throw up.
This must be really cool, though, in like a thunderstorm.
Yeah, actually. Or like a snowy day. Snow drifting down. You're right. That would be nice.
Oh, just lying under there. Boom.
Maybe I'm and like you're snuggling in bed. Maybe I'm just not being romantic enough. I mean, now that I've seen him, the dude down on one knee, and she's like, "I'm throwing up."
Okay, bring Christy's comment up here. It's hilarious.
Hold on, let me find it. I have to scroll down to the Butum. This one?
Yep.
Yeah, I would say no for bringing me to this place. Yeah. It's so romantic. Look, it's a space age bubble made of mylar. We're going to sleep in there.
Will you marry me?
No,
not anymore.
Not now.
All right, let's move on.
No bugs.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there we go. Composting toilet.
You need some privacy in the fart bubble house. Yeah.
Destiny says no to the fart bubble house. You know, the thing is, what that bathroom made me think of? It's like, you know, when you go to the Cirque du Soleil and it's on this huge big top, but like they've got all these semi-permanent installations, like counters and stuff, but it's in a tent. That's what this bathroom is making me think of.
I've never been to the Cirque du Soleil.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm a Montrealer, so, you know, we're not allowed to not go.
All right. Oh, this looks like...
that looks like the other place again.
It does look like... I wonder if it is.
Look at how they design those beds. Oh, they're so smart.
The bed frames.
SMRT. The frames. Yeah.
Headboard, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah.
The reason I kind of gravitated to this picture is my grandparents owned a cottage on Lake Joseph up in the Muskoka area, which, if you look it up, it's like the place for cottages in Ontario. Cottage country. And cottages go for millions of dollars there now. Anyway, they had what was called a crow's nest. Right, you climb up these. I think it was like pull down stairs, like you pull it down and then it slides out, and then you walk upstairs. And I think it was up those, and then into this crow's nest, and we had 2 beds just like that. Anyway,
the sort of full-on Cabela's chic blankets and stuff.
Why do you gotta be like that?
Because I'm not liking this house.
Why do you gotta be so dirty? Not dirty-minded, but just dirty. Here you go.
So part of me really likes that, and part of me doesn't.
It's a 2-bedroom flat.
Yeah.
I guess it's not a flat.
There's something I really like. It's got to be in Europe, though. Oh, maybe not. I thought that was like one of those 2-in-1 washer dryers, but it looks like it. Yeah. Yeah, that's your 2-in-1 washer dryer.
I don't know if it is. Usually, if you have a front load washer, you have a front load dryer.
No. Europe is full of the 2-in-1s. It's the same machine. It's a front load, washes and then dries. Because I had thought that was another machine above it, but it's a pantry, and that's a gas stove. This is mainland Europe.
Okay.
Or like maybe Scandinavia or something.
Problem solved.
Yeah. Look, I think it's very nice. The thing is, it doesn't scratch the itch for me of like an off-grid cabin or a log cabin or something, right? This would be a nice place for me to actually live as not a home to get away from it all, but as a home to, I don't know though, the privacy involved with, like, you got 2 beds surrounded by glass, so there ain't gonna be much shagging going on in this house, I don't think. And I kind of wish some of the windows were bigger.
I'm starting to think that this is an AI picture, actually.
Are you?
Yeah, like, I mean, look at the stairs. How do you get from the stairs to the middle bedroom?
And also, now that you're saying that, I love how the pillar, the corner pillar, just sort of disappears, like ends before it actually hits the ground floor. Like the floor on the ground floor?
Or the rug was cut around it. And I was having problems with the lights as well. Usually the lights are messed up on stuff like this. And I thought, okay, well, maybe I'm just seeing reflections.
No, I think you're right. I think this is a fake house.
And then you look, okay, something's going on up there and that right here.
Yeah.
Huh. Boy, but it's getting. Oh yeah, and here, look at the stairs here.
Yeah.
The pictures though are getting better and better. It's getting harder to tell, what's AI and what isn't.
Yeah.
And now that I look at it, I mean, look at the railing. The railing is all messed up here, and it doesn't go right to the bottom. This railing is all messed up. It's not straight. Okay, so let's.
Well, to hell with this place. Let's burn it down.
And if this,
Digitally.
this railing up here should be duplicate here, right? It should be the same.
Yeah.
And okay, we'll just move on.
Forget it. That's more like it. Has kind of a little house on the prairie charm to it. Although that wasn't a log cabin, was it?
A little house on the prairie, I don't remember.
I like it. I like it.
This also looks like not real, but anyway.
Does it? Whoa.
This one is... Have we seen this one before?
No.
This one's definitely not real.
I agree, but I wish it was. I'd be like, welcome to my fantasy house, my modern wizard's castle.
You know what's crazy is
above ground dungeon.
Let's say, why are you getting an ad at 10:40? That's weird. Let's say you wanted a cabin built or a house on a lake built. You had the property and you went to an architect and said, "Oh, design me something." And then you went back later and he showed you or she showed you a design and you said, "Well, how about this?" And you showed them this picture.
Yeah.
Like architects must be like getting really annoyed these days.
So, yeah, I agree. I think architects are probably feeling like everyone thinks they're one of us now, and they're just not. Like, perfect example is if this was not an AI house, look at how much brick. Like, you see the top window. In fact, both of them have that sort of domed effect. But look at how the ceiling, like how much weight is in that upper corner.
Well,
no, it's wood inside. Okay.
It's stupid anyway. I mean, the ceiling rounds, like what's in here in this area.
Right? I love Mark's comment here. That was a whole house until the divorce.
I got half the house.
Yeah.
Nice.
Destiny says, the half circle cabin looks like a migraine causing home. Christy doesn't like it.
Okay, I'm gonna say this
that's a kit.
Real. Yeah, it's definitely a kit.
Yeah, that's a kit.
How do you feel about kits, everyone? So the kit is all this wood is pre-cut. It's probably all like labeled A, B, C, D kind of thing.
Like the old Sears houses.
And A locks into B. It's kind of like Lego. I've heard reports if you have a few people, you can build this in a day.
Yeah, most of the kit homes are like that. Yeah, I mean they kit tiny houses.
Pretty neat. Ray bought one pretty similar to this actually. It was less than $10,000.
Did he get it on auction though?
No. He bought that from a company that does that.
Was it bunky.ca?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
They're pretty small inside, as you would expect. It doesn't come with a woman, but or the chairs. Want me to go back?
No, this is interesting. This, what this looks like? It looks like this is also maybe a kit house, or it was sort of plywood home, and then they took half, like they split all the logs in half and just sort of used them to clad the outside.
I don't know what that means.
Like, say it's not even a clapboard house. It's, just very basic wooden paneling, or like just like a plywood wall. Excuse me while I use my fancy
I
Japanese.
See. Okay, right? And then they
and
okay, I get it.
And then they just sort of took half, you know.
What is that? I can't see what you're doing because it's so small.
Oh, hold on. Wait. Let me make myself bigger.
You certainly, if they put so like if they put a log on a sawmill and cut off like a
cut the logs in half and then nailed them on.
Yeah, it's like the first cut, right? When you do a sawmill, on each side, right? You cut off a slice and then you turn it over. You cut off a slice and then they took all those. There's a term for those, right? Offcuts or something.
Yeah,
that kind of makes sense.
Hold on, I'm trying to.
I don't like that. There's no porch and there's no overhang over the door. And I don't know what's going on with this board. That
I'm trying to show myself here, but so that I could show this larger, but it's not working. So forget it. I'm just going to pretend that you all know exactly what I was saying.
I almost think that this is AI as well.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, look at this trio on the side here. It starts here and then it kind of rolls into the trees in the background. Plus, I mean, I don't know.
You know what? I don't think it's an actual house. I think if it's not AI, I think it's just a storage shed.
Maybe. Anyway.
Like in a national park or something. Well, that is very Star Wars.
This is certainly AI. Or is it? Yeah, it's got to be. What is that? But
that's cool. Like a dog door or something. So Christy doesn't think that it's AI. It's too ugly. Well, it definitely looks weird to me if it's not. You know,
this one?
Yeah.
I'm okay with this. I mean, even if this is AI, I kind of like that, you can invite like 5 or 6 really good friends over and just cuddle on the 2nd floor or the 3rd floor.
I am, nice view of Coruscant at the upper windows. But is this a house or is this like a fancy mini penthouse kind of like extension on a tall building?
Yeah, if this, if it was real, it'd be a condo.
Yeah. View of Coruscant outside, cars flipping by, stormtroopers.
But I mean, it's not real. It's just AI.
Yeah, it can't be real.
I mean, look at the railing here. I guess we don't have one over here. It just end here.
So we hope that the kids just dive off to their doom.
This is interesting.
This looks like it's a restaurant or a bar or like the lounge area of a hotel. That's the feel that I get.
Okay, yeah.
That's the impression that I get.
Maybe. Again, I'm going to say it's AI.
Really?
Yeah, look at the lights in the ceiling.
Okay.
There is always symmetry to pot lights. In reality, in AI, AI doesn't know where to put them. And why would you have pot lights if you've got that chandelier dangling down? But I still like it. I still think, well, it's a little over the top, but
I don't love overly ornate, but I do like the rustic elements of it.
Yeah.
Christy says it looks like a ski resort in Colorado.
Look at what's going on here. It looks like great big boulders, eh?
Yeah. Or like that goes off to an ancient, like round topped wine cellar or something, but it's too high in the building to be that.
Yeah, a wine cellar would be
below, like a cellar, one would think.
Yeah. Anyway, I like the vibe.
Christy says it's very pretty, and I would have a Manhattan there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
What?
Oh yeah.
Is this like a showroom or something?
Yeah. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute here.
This is not the living room I would want. I don't want my coffee table to be lying on two race car tires. Those rocking chairs look like lawn furniture.
I think the webpage where I found this picture, I think it was they were saying, "Oh, how would you like this to be your living room?"
Nope.
And it's not. It's just wherever this storage facility is, somebody dragged a couple of couches together and just to chill.
Christy says it looks like some rich person's garage, and I think, yep.
Yeah.
It's like Jay Leno's garage.
How many cars does he own? It's a lot, right?
He has a lot of cars.
Why is there number 8?
Oh, I don't know.
This is storage because why would you have 2 campers and one of them be way less expensive than the other?
Yeah, fair.
I guess.
And like tire bags behind the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, nice view.
Yeah, that is nice.
A little tandem kayak in the lake there.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, this is a really nice spot. I think it'd be a lot of fun to just get in a kayak or a canoe and just go exploring around there.
Yeah.
And I don't know what kind of building this is, other than it looks kind of like a yurt, but you can't beat that view. That is gorgeous.
No. Yeah, you can't.
I wonder how often you look across there. See, okay, so up on this hill or this mountain or whatever in this area, I wonder how often you'd see animals like.
Probably a lot. Wonder how often you'd look across there and see an elk or something and think, "Geez, I wish I had my 270 Win on me."
Yeah,
just saying. Yeah, it looks like that's a cab, like a tent, because of the way the window shade is rolled up. I was gonna say it might be, you can get little sort of tents to go over your front door in the winter.
Oh yeah,
that's kind of what I thought it was, but I don't know.
Oh look, somebody was enjoying a drink here.
Mm-hmm.
Cold one.
Yeah.
And said,
not carefully.
Well, it could just be condensation, but
no, that our chair arm looks like my keyboard the night that I decided to stop doing beer.
Hey, oh, it happens.
It does. Chrissy still thinks it's a yurt, and it might be. I don't know. I can't see enough to make any kind of determination.
I think it is. I wonder if I have more. I do.
It's a yurt.
So there's a series of pictures here. Look at that. Hey, that gives me west coast of Vancouver Island vibes right there. Look at the. So there's probably a few yurts. For rent here. So there's this bridge or whatever, causeway.
That's a very ornate bunch of supports under that yurt.
That reminds me, I saw a series a long time ago. I should look it up. Where this guy was building a workshop in his backyard, and his neighbor took pictures of everything because he's like, "You got to see this. You got to see what this guy's doing."
Yeah.
And the guy had like obviously no training, no knowledge of anything. He was just nailing boards. This structure
and hoping for the best.
It was the most crazy thing ever. I gotta look that up.
Country Boy says it's probably Vancouver Island or Haida Gwaii.
Christy, remind me tomorrow, okay? That I want to look up that backyard workshop project.
She also says the chairs are there, yeah.
Well, they're in a different location, but yeah.
Well, it's probably like a different yurt in the same complex of rentals.
Maybe, I mean, there's a tree there. Was it there? Oh, I guess there is a tree there.
Yeah, okay, so it could be the same one.
But it could be a different one, yeah.
Yeah, anyway. I've never lived in a yurt. I'm sorry, I've never stayed in a yurt, so. Oof, wow, holy crap, dude.
Yeah, I like this. Anything that's right on the water, I gotta love this. I think this is the same one, right? It's got the same chairs. It's got that same bend in the fence. That is beautiful.
Yeah, and it's just like the front door of the yurt instead of showing the wall.
Except
so spectacular.
The tree is missing here, but so it might be another one. But
yeah,
what a view, huh? You could fish off this deck.
Country Boy says it's definitely Haida Gwaii. I would love to see Haida Gwaii one day. I'm of the impression that it's closed, though, isn't it, to visitors? Or do I have that wrong?
Oh, inside the yurt.
So some of the magic disappears, but I don't know. Like I would spend all my time on that on the balcony,
It's a yurt. There's no magic. You're like, okay, the view is magic, but the yurt is just a yurt.
Yeah. I think my view of yurts might be different if what the hell are their names?
Jake and Nicole.
Yes, I was gonna say Jay and Silent Bob, and I was like, that's not who they were. Jay and Nicole. Like, I kind of think that they did a disservice to the image of the yurt in my mind. Because I have no reason to dislike yurts. Christy says yurts can be cool. I think they can be cool. What? I wouldn't want one, but I'd love to stay in one day.
Christy said yurts can be cool?
Yeah.
Why would you say that, Christy?
Oh, Mark says some van lifers have done videos from Haida Gwaii. Okay, so maybe you can go there.
All right, I think I have another. Oh, fail. Okay, here we go.
That looks.
Look at it. Somebody's playing
a little Mario Kart. No, is that Mario Brothers?
Mario something. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, this is an interesting place. Interesting. Like look. The walls are not straight up and down, but they're kind of in, and then at the top, it's a weird building.
Yeah. I kind of like it, but I'm unsure about it.
Part of me says it's a huge waste of space.
Like I see the fridge in the corner, and I'd like to see that kitchen.
I don't know if I have it for. Nope, I don't.
Wow.
But I don't know. I don't know why I picked this one. Oh, what a terrible place for the microwave.
Yeah, it's like I would like to see that kitchen because it looks to me like they designed a really cool looking place, but they didn't think through, first of all, the wasted space between that canted wall and the fridge.
Yeah.
That's
a good point. So just talking about this space right in here where there is a ladder. I guess they put a ladder there.
Yeah, okay. And then they've got this little bullshit little dining table here.
Yeah, with this hanging light.
Yeah.
Awkward thing.
Shawnee does not love it. She calls it weird.
I think it's weird too. I don't like that the microwave is here. Like, where's the kitchen? Is it over here or is it here? Are there things in the drawers that are part of the kitchen?
Christy says it's like an A-frame, but sort of rounded. By the way, we're 2 minutes to the end of the show. So we may have to pick this up at a later in a later episode. I love the look out that door, that French door kind of thing.
Yeah, that's nice. I don't know where this is again, but
yeah, that's very nice. I even like that chandelier.
Yeah, they're good. I don't know. This is more of a house than a cabin or anything like that. This is
absolutely. But can you imagine having the money to afford that house?
Nope.
Want to swing by my place for sherry? Is this real? Yeah.
It looks real.
Yeah, there's no reason to. It looks kind of whimsical.
If we look for the telltale signs,
no, I think it's okay.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah. Really cool looking place.
It is.
Mark is asking about the previous one. I think they were playing Mario Brothers, or I had originally thought Mario Kart, but no, there were no carts. It's a Mario game.
If you want to select character combination kart, it's Mario Kart.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is kart. Okay.
And that looks like a kart. I've never played Mario Kart, but I'm pretty sure.
We have it on the Wii. No, we don't. We have it on the what do we have? The Switch.
Wii. So that's kind of an odd design for a thing.
It looks oddly suburban.
Yeah, and the thing I don't like is that it's actually on the road is right here, and
yeah,
I just thought that the design was weird. Like, why do it like that? Why bother? Because you know these windows at the top are custom cut, and probably this one as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know.
I just noticed we're at 11 o'clock, and I have to go to work in the morning. So do you have enough here that we can do like a follow up next week?
Let me see. I mean, I could always add more if we don't.
No.
2.5. Hold on a sec. I will tell you exactly. Yeah, we went through 35 pictures, and there's 93 in total.
Okay, I'm taking a picture of this one so that we know which one we left off at.
Sure.
So that we can pick it up again. Because as I said, I did not sleep last night, so I need to sleep tonight. So, thanks to everyone for kicking back with us. And
put us both on the screen here, just for the.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to do it right about now.
I guess I could stop sharing. That would also.
That will help. There we go. Boom! I said bam. Boom.
Boom. Boom. Is that the French way of saying it? Boom.
Boom. Not really. I'm just bibbling and babbling. Yeah. So everyone, thanks for kicking back with us on this night of nights. I thought this was a fun live stream. I hope I did not make an ass of myself, but I don't really care if I did. So between now and next week, I'm not sure if Marcus and I will be doing lanterns next week or another week coming up. Probably the week after or something. I'm not sure. I'm going to talk to him about the scheduling. If we don't, which we probably won't, then I guess Russell and I will finish with the cabins next week because I love doing it. And the fact that there's still 17 of you here means that you guys kind of like it too.
Do you love doing it? If you do, say so in chat before the stream ends.
Right. So you've got like 30 seconds. Say more cabins or no cabins.
No more Russell.
I'll give you until the end of this dram to comment. I'm savoring. Christy says more cabins. Kashani says yes, cabins, more Russell. Mark says more cabins. Destiny says lantern live soon. Yes, absolutely soon. And she says real cabins. Yes, yes, yes. Russell needs to be there too. Well, we wouldn't do it without Russell, so don't worry about it.
If Marcus can do it next week, then you should do it, because his time is kind of weird, right? Like he's rarely actually available.
I guess that's true. Like, it's not like the bunch of cabins you've got, it will go stale, right?
Yeah, like if he's on call, then he'll have to take off in the middle of a call. So
yeah, okay.
It's kind of like, just if he can do it and he's not on call, then do that for sure.
All right, cool. All right, but we know that we will do more cabins in the near future because people seem to like it. Destiny not going to do Crocs next live with socks. It's not going to happen.
Interesting story about Crocs.
Really?
Have you seen the movie Idiocracy?
No.
The producer for Idiocracy, or the director or whatever, said to somebody, look, you need to go out and find the stupidest, silliest, worst shoes or flip-flops or whatever you can find, and that's what all the characters in the movie will wear. So they went out and they found Crocs, and the director loved it. He's like, oh, these are perfect. These are so stupid. Yeah, of course everybody would wear this in the future when the average IQ level is like 5. You haven't seen the movie, have you?
No, but I'll take a look for it. Is it on Netflix?
I don't know where it is. It was suppressed. It was suppressed because it, like the studio that or the, I don't know, whoever was releasing it said, oh, we're going to offend so many people, and so they give it a very limited release.
Okay. Well, if it's on Netflix, I'll find it.
I'll link you the IMDb page.
Sure.
I don't think it's on Netflix though.
So everyone, all 16 of you, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. We're absolutely shutting her down, and I will speak to you guys next week. Between now and next week, everybody, please, for land's sakes, be safe, be sane, stay healthy, and be kind to one another. Good night. Russell.
And be soup.